Well, good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. Today is July the 17th, and I'm going to do your spiritual principle a day in a meditation for you. I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and this is our Hood Recovery Services. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Let's go ahead and get into this meditation. We pull that up for you. All right, July 17th. With hope comes resilience. Page 206. Our hope is renewed throughout our recovery. Each time something new is revealed to us about our disease, the pain of that realization is accompanied by a surge of hope. In a step working guide, step 2, hope. Hope and resilience so often seem to be interconnected. An act of addiction. Our resilience, excuse me for just a moment. In active addiction, our resilience was largely based on our dishonesty. Many of us bounce back from difficulties thanks to our capacity for manipulation, shadiness, and flat out denial. Hope kept us going too, even if our only hope was to not get caught. When our kid, a coworker, a current friend with benefits confronted us with the truth, trying to make us see how we hurt or disappointed them, we could not and would not deal with that. Same with law enforcement. I swear, officer, that's not mine. These aren't even my pants. Anything that poked a hole in the story we told ourselves was to be soundly rejected, or else it was the beginning of the end, which clearly it was, because here we are reading an entry from an NA book of spiritual principles. Our resilience lands us and then keeps us in NA. When our powerlessness and unmanageability are revealed to us in step 1, we stay despite the desire to escape. Through meetings, our first service commitment, relationships with other recovering addicts, and a higher power, we find hope that we can stay clean. Excuse me one more time. I'm having the worst coughing bout, so excuse me. Instead of avoiding the truth, our solution is now to uncover it. The process of working the 12 steps thoroughly, whether it's the very first time we are diving in or the 100th, involves actively and methodically confronting our disease, our ego, our flaws, our fears, and our mistakes. As a result, we often experience considerable pain, regret, and shame. But hope is here, too, among those revelations. Hope for serenity, for courage, and for wisdom. We may not experience a surge of hope, as in the quotation above, but a spark will do just fine to keep us bouncing back and moving forward. When I acknowledge or reveal something about myself that causes me pain, I will make every effort to acknowledge the hope that follows as well. I can get through this. I know I can. You know, I don't know if I want to cry or jump up and down, laugh and shout. I am emotional behind this meditation. I am emotional behind the spiritual principle of day. And the spiritual principle is hope. Also, it is resiliency. You know, one of the things I feel right at the moment is just a lot of gratitude. I just did the NA meditation for just for today. And I was talking about um, how to use a using dream in a positive sense, and how this is a spiritual program. and how we have to look at the spiritual nature of who we are and stop avoiding that because we're worried about religion or religiosity. You know, in this particular reading, the spiritual principle as it's presented here, I feel like it puts a bow tie on that meditation that I just read. You know, hope and resiliency, they come together, they're interconnected. And if we were talking about the other meditation, and if the negative things that you're learning about yourselves or things that come up within your using dream point you to some things that you are actually doing in real life, if you use those things, whatever it is, if you use your using dream, if you use negative interactions that you didn't behave the way that you would have thought that you would, if you take all of those things that are revealed to you about yourself and you just sit in them with a hopeful mind, with a spiritual eye, if you sit in those long enough, you will see the answer come to you. And this is really why the step 11 talking about prayer and meditation is so important. If you sit still enough, the God of your own understanding will reveal to you what you need to do to make matters right. See, we have hope, right? For serenity, we have hope for courage, and we have hope for wisdom. We're not hopeless people today. We may have some hopeless situations, but if you sit in those situations with the mind's eye to view them, how can I learn from this? What do I need to change so I don't have to continue to feel this way? Right? Let me give you an example and then I'm going to let you go. Let me give you an example and then I'm going to let you go because I really want to get still with this meditation myself. But let me give you an example. I live in a beautiful home, 5-bedroom house. I have a full basement. It's not finished, but I have a whole gym in the basement. I also have Planet Fitness, but I have every piece of equipment that a woman could want or a man to work out on. I have a full gym in my basement. My stepson has one room in the basement. He doesn't live with us anymore, but so that room is closed off. And then I have another room that is my office that has just collected tubs and clothes that I should be wearing, but I can't fit anymore, right? So I have space that's taken up with uselessness, actually, right? And then the upper floor is where me and my family reside. And I go through this house sometimes because I have OCD. And so I'm always looking at corners. I'm always looking at window sills. I'm always looking at on the floor, at the carpet. I'm always monitoring how I can go about cleaning. Deep cleaning is what I need to do, but how I can go about cleaning my house and making it feel perfect. If I have to just be honest, how I can make my house feel perfect. But I don't have the type of family that enables my OCD. Like I would have to run around here with a stick whacking people on the head to get them to participate in my OCD because they just want to live comfortably. They enjoy the atmosphere of the house. Some people have come to my house and they'll say, it's so quiet here. Like you cannot hear anyone talking. Everyone is content. If we want to visit, we visit each other and we have fun. But generally, this is a very peaceful home. The people in my home, my family, they're not worried about my OCD. It does not mean anything to them. They of course, they take their shoes off at the door. right? But me, I want the shoes clean before you even come in the door, right? Right? They're not worried about trying to accommodate my obsession. So that means I spend a lot of time in this brain of mine stewing about the imperfections of my home. Okay? Listen to this. If I sit in what I just told you, if I sit in that experience, there's something revelatory about what I just said. And if I'm wise, I will take that revelation and apply it to my life so that I can be more content. I said I have OCD. I'm always worried about cleaning. No one else in my house is concerned about it. Now, I've been making the compromise because I do all of the cleaning, right, by myself. Oh, yeah, I get a few people to do dishes and to do the refrigerator and to wipe the bathroom down. But the deep cleaning is for me to do because I'm the one that wants it perfect. Now, if I sit in what I shared with you, I see that there's an open opportunity of hope for me to actually change something if I can find the courage to address the issue. There's no reason all of these able-bodied individuals cannot do the same thing I do and help me make sure my baseboards, my corners are clean, or dust my air ducts, right? These are things that I obsess about, but they're very minor things that people can do very easily with a wet rag, and it would make me so happy to remove those smaller, deep cleaning things away from my list. Did you see that? It is a small thing to sit in your discomfort long enough so that you can get the revelation of where the hope is. The hope is that they're never going to be OCD like me. They never will be, and thank God, because it takes a lot of energy and it wastes a lot of time, right? Because you run through the house and you're cleaning up behind people constantly, and it makes people, from my perception, makes them feel unwelcome, right? So they will never operate the same way that I do. But there is one thing that I can have them do that is pretty minor. I do it fairly easily on my own, and I will invite their help in that area. Okay? And it makes my life that much easier. The same thing with you. Now, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's not your cleaning issues. Maybe it's your relationship issues. And you're seeing that the communication is not what it needs to be. And you're always the one pushing for open communication. You can sit in that and stew about it, or you can create change, an environment for change. Maybe you need a family meeting. Maybe you need to organize a family sit-down discussion with prayer and open the floor for everyone to share openly without you giving any feedback and telling other people, we're not cross-talking, we're not giving any feedback. What's going on with you? How are you feeling? Is everything okay? What would you like to communicate with me or with anyone else without feeling like you have to shut down your emotions and feelings, and give them an opportunity to have the floor without any feedback? Nobody talks back to them. Just listen, and then let everyone go around the room and do the same thing. Maybe it's that. Maybe you're a man that's listening and your wife is withholding sexual intimacy from you. because she's angry with you about the fact that you came in late the night before, or something happened at a family gathering and she's really upset with you. And you've been here before and you just try to ride out the silent treatment. Maybe you need to sit in that and make a commitment. Make a commitment to changing the behavior that is causing the strife in the relationship. Most women do not want to share their bodies with someone they don't trust. So maybe you need to look at what are you doing that is causing the distrust. Just because you've been clean for a year or a few months, don't expect her to forget all of that stuff that you was doing while you was using. And unfortunately, sometimes even when we're clean, we still have certain behaviors that are not conducive to a relationship. So hopefully this has touched everyone in some kind of way, where you can look at the discomfort, the pain, right? And instead of avoiding the truth, your solution is uncovered and you can apply the spiritual principles to be able to confront your disease, your ego, your flaws, your fears, and your mistakes. You can confront them with hope, because right in that revelation is also the revelation of hope for serenity, for courage, and for wisdom. I believe in you. I know that you can do it. And I will be talking to you tomorrow.